Okay, so to give you some context, I had already reached out to the investor relations team wanting to get confirmation from them, but I didn't receive that confirmation on time. So I had already gone ahead and recorded my video, which will follow after this. But it was important that I shared it with my Discord members and I share it with the YouTube community as well. And then after I read through this, then the original video will play after this. So please bear with me. So this is the investor relations team for Tattooed Chef. They said, "Hi, Emmanuel. I will talk to the team again to see if they would be interested in doing a video after Q1's earnings next month. I'm trying to get a member of the team onto the channel so they can just reassure shareholders. And I think also it will just show that they actually give a damn about us, okay? Which I do think they will. And I do think we will see them after Q1, okay? But they just clarified that Chuck's departure has nothing to do with Tattooed Chef's financials, was not because of a disagreement over the company's policies or procedures. And Sam's selling was based on a prior arrangement at the time the SPAC closed, hence the $10 share price." So that pretty much explains that, okay? It's not that they valued the share price at $10. This was the pre-agreed price, okay? It was a privately negotiated transaction and should not reflect in any way on Sam's view of the business and growth opportunity. So this is straight from the investor relations team. They've given me that reassurance. Hopefully we can get them on the channel very soon to give you even more reassurance that they actually care about their shareholders. So with that said, I'm now going to play my original video. Thank you. All right, so I think the best place to start with this video is from a quote from Benjamin Graham, who was pretty much Warren Buffett's teacher, and he's regarded as one of the best investors of all time, okay? This is my favorite quote, and he says, "The intelligent investor is a realist who sells to optimists and buys from pessimists," okay? The intelligent investor is a realist who sells to optimists and buys from pessimists. And if you're not familiar with the terminology pessimism, all it simply means is a tendency to see the worst aspect of things or believe that the worst will happen. Now, with regards to Tattooed Chef, this is pessimism of the highest degree, right? Let me pull up the charts because right now we are down over 10%. 10% in a single day of trading, based on what? Let's look at the facts. The CFO resigned with immediate effect, but we had a replacement who is probably more experienced, who will be more focused on Tattooed Chef, who has been the COO, has experience in the food industry. If anything, she was a fantastic replacement for Chuck. Even though I think Chuck was okay, I think our new CFO will do a much better job. She has a ton of experience within the food industry. She's also been a CFO for a food-based company as well. And we've covered that in my previous Tattooed Chef video. I will link it in the description below. Okay, that's one reason why it sold off. The second reason, the CEO sold some shares. And the reason why I specifically put that video out late last night was because I knew the media will give a negative spin on it. All right, let's look at some of the reports surfacing right now. You've got Yahoo Finance with this headline: Tattooed Chef Inc. President and CEO Salvatore Galletti sold $8 million of shares. If you're a Tattooed Chef shareholder and you saw this headline and you didn't do any more due diligence and you saw this, you would panic. You would see $8 million of shares. Fear might start to set in. You start to worry. But if you actually just spend at least 2 minutes looking into this, okay, forget the news article. If you look at the shareholder structure ownership, he still owns 37.8% of the company. 37.8%. He's sitting on 30.7 million shares of Tattooed Chef to the value of $575.6 million. This is the facts, okay? Regardless of what Yahoo Finance want to pay. Remember, these guys are just trying to get clicks, okay? They don't care about the company. They just want you to see this headline, click on it in fear, and then that's their job done, okay? So regardless of whether they do a good job of telling you the reason why or not, that's none of their business. They just wanted to get you to click. And of course, fear is one of those emotions that grips a lot of people. So they played to it. But if you look at the reality of the matter is, he is still the largest majority shareholder of the company, and his shares are worth $575.6 million. And the reason why he got rid of 800,000 shares in the first place Well, because he had lenders to pay. He's sitting on this amount of shares and he has lenders that he needs to pay. Of course, a logical thing would be to liquidate a small percentage. Remember, he has 30 million. He only got rid of in total 1.2 million to be able to clear off his debt. So now that you know that, does that mean that he's now bearish all of a sudden, or he doesn't believe in the future growth of the company? Absolutely not, in my opinion. Looking at this overall share structure, this tells me that the CEO is absolutely confident in the business. It wasn't just him. If we look at the recent transactions, Daniel Williamson, who is a board member, he picked up 250,000 shares, which we highlighted in yesterday's video. So you essentially have board members buying more shares. You have the CEO, who is the largest shareholder, and you got a CFO who resigned but was replaced pretty much immediately. Would you say that warrants a 10% sell-off? In my opinion, no. Because nothing about the company has changed. All of our current plans are already in motion. We started our advertising campaign. Yes, investors had a difference of opinions with regards to the actual campaign itself. But last time I checked, shareholders, you guys are not the campaign experts, neither am I. So let them do what they need to do. And another headline that you have here is from Seeking Alpha. This came out a couple of hours ago and it's headlined, Tattooed Chef Falls as company disclosed CFO resigned last week. Okay, so they go into a little bit of the detail, very, very little. But this is what I mean by these publishers trying to fuel fear. They included that short seller report. Do you remember that short seller report that was just full of trash that came out about Tattooed Chef back in November? Recall, look what they said. Recall that Kerrisdale Capital issued a short report on Tattooed Chef in November, pointing to the alleged poor branding and customer concentration at Sam's Club as negative factors for the meat alternatives company. Like, what was the point of bringing up a short seller report that was immediately disproved? It had zero merit, but they purposely included that in this article just to cause even more fear and more pessimism amongst Tattooed Chef shareholders. And you guys need to be smarter than this, okay? If you sold based on this article, then thank you for the shares is all I can say. And to be brutally honest, you should never have invested in this company in the first place. If you did sell because of this article or what Yahoo Finance reported, then probably investing isn't for you. And that's just me being brutally honest, because this is what I shared with my Discord members, all right? Let me show you. So I made an announcement to my Discord members, and it was something that I retweeted. I said, the most frustrating part of investing is when a great company that you own, you know well, so you pretty much understand the business and really like, falls 30 to 40%, even though the overall market is up. If you can't handle it, stock picking probably isn't for you. It's a part of this investing game that we chose to play with regards to Tattooed Chef. And that's the honest truth, okay? If you can't handle declines like this, if it's making you feel uneasy looking at your portfolio, looking at your position in the red, then this probably isn't for you. And you're probably best off looking at some ETFs, because this right here, this 10% sell-off based on what I've mentioned is pessimism in the highest degree, okay? It's pessimism of the highest degree. You have a tendency to see the worst of things, and there is absolutely nothing that's changed from a fundamental or a financial point of view. Peter Lynch said that the most important organ in the body as far as the stock market is concerned is the guts, not the head, okay? Because if you're looking at it logically and if you're trying to make sense of Tattooed Chef's fall right now, it doesn't make sense, okay? On paper, the company continues to grow its revenue at double-digit rates. It's expanding. We've started the campaign to reach more people. Our branded sales has now exceeded our private labeling sales. Yes, the guidance for the year wasn't great, but I think they deliberately lowballed the guidance, and I expect us to smash the guidance that they've given relatively easily. We're in some of the largest retailers in the US. We haven't even begun expansion into Europe. We're still based in North America. We are vertically integrated. I mean, I can give you a list of why you should buy Tattooed Chef because it makes sense on paper, but the reality is the stock is down over 20% in the past couple of weeks. Can you stomach this? Have you got the guts to be an individual stock picking investor? If you haven't, then maybe this game isn't for you. Now, I've received quite a few messages from you guys asking me where do I see the bottom, like where can this go to? And I informed my Discord this morning that be prepared to see this share price hit $10. And the reason why I see $10 to be the potential bottom is because if you're a shareholder and you saw that Sam Galetti sold his shares at $10 and you saw Daniel Williamson, who is a board member, buying 250,000 shares at a price of $10. So that's where I think the bottom will be. Now, anything can happen in the short term, and tomorrow we might recover and continue higher. Who knows? But we could continue lower, and mentally I'm prepared to see us drop to about $10. And the only thing you can do if you are a long-term shareholder in Tattoo Chef is essentially to get as liquid as you can and start capitalizing on these dips. Okay, if not, then there's no point watching the share price. There is nothing positive that you can gain or add to the company by you constantly looking at your position, constantly looking at the share price and getting frustrated. If you don't plan to average down or buy any more, then stop looking at it. I mean, take it off your watch list if you have to, and just focus on the progress of the business and not the share price. So that is that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you gained some value. If you did, please make sure you smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date with all of my latest videos. If you are looking for a sensible investing community where we help each other through the good and the bad times, then you can join my Discord group, and the Patreon link to do that is in the video description below. Remember, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and your own analysis before you decide to invest in any company or any stock. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.